This is how to only work inside of Notion Calendar without actually using Notion itself. I've gotten this email and comment a few times, so I thought I'd do a short tutorial on how to spend 99% of your time in Notion Calendar. Now, to use Notion Calendar, you do require a Notion database that it connects to. That way, Notion Calendar has data to pick up and use. So you will need that engine to power your Notion calendar, but once that's set up, you can spend most of your time in the calendar app. For this tutorial, I'll be using my template headquarters and connecting that to my Notion calendar. If you're interested in the template, there's a link below. Subscribe for Notion tutorials. Let's dive in. So this here is my template headquarters. Now, depending on your setup, if you're using headquarters or you're using your own setup, basically you're going to have your task list. Now in here, if you're a headquarters user, this calendar here is the same database as your task list. And because there are quite a few different tabs, we want to ensure that we connect the right tab to our Notion calendar, because the tab we connect is the one that will show up in here. So as an example, if we chose this flow tab here, and we decided to manage that in calendar, well, it has this filter here applied to it to say only show me the tasks that have the state of flow. So if you connected this one, you wouldn't see any of your other tasks. If you have tasks that are labeled as easy or tasks that have no label at all, so let's just say task 1 here and there's no state of mind labeled, if we connected this tab here, it won't show up in your Notion calendar. So what we're going to do is connect this all this week tab. But so we can color code, we're actually going to add a filter in here. So you can do this if you're using headquarters or your own system. What I'm going to do is right click on all this week, and here I'm going to click on duplicate. I'm going to call this work. This here will be all my work related tasks. And to make that happen, I'm going to simply add a filter where the state is not personal. So if it's not labeled personal, so it could be empty, it could be flow, quick, or easy, then it will count as work. And then we'll connect this tab here. So with this work tab selected and this filter here of not personal tasks, we are now going to click on manage in calendar. So now here on the side, you can see my task list as the default. So because I don't have any other databases connected, this here becomes the default. So we've now connected this tab here. Now what I'm going to do is right click on work and do duplicate. And this here will be personal. So I only want to see personal tasks here. And because we duplicated this tab here, the work to personal, I can now change this filter. So when you duplicate a tab, you duplicate the filters over with it. And we'll change this to instead be where the state is personal. So now we have all of the ones that aren't personal in this tab and all of the ones that are labeled personal in this tab. And now with this tab selected, we'll click on manage in calendar. So now you can see work and personal sitting in here. And what this allows me to do, because we have two different views here, I can actually then change these colors. So let's say work here is red, and then we can keep personal as green. So now we've set up work and personal. Now that we've set up the backend system, let's go through how to use this in your everyday life. So because work is default, if I now drag here to create a task, and let's say task 2, as you can see, the task is red. That is because work here is red, and that is the default. If I want to change that, so let's say I'm going to play tennis, then I'll type out the task, and then here where it says work, I'll simply click here, and then change it to my task list. And it now changes to green. Now, if you're following along with headquarters, as you can see, you have these properties here as well. So you have the urgency, importance, and state. You probably won't end up using this time property, as you'll be time blocking in Notion Calendar, but you might want to fill these out. And of course, when you're done with a task, you can simply tick it in here. And as you see, it gets ticked in here. So you can easily see which tasks you've completed. Personally, I really like to color coordinate these. That way I know, am I actually spending enough time on personal tasks? So not everything in my calendar is to do with work. Now, what about tasks that you don't want to instantly add here? So maybe you have this idea, let's call it task A. You have this idea, but you don't know when you're going to do it. So you don't want to add it directly to your calendar. Where would you then store that? Well, what you can do is click on the tab. So let's say this work tab here. And you can actually store it in here. So here I can add a task idea, let's call it task B. And as you can see, it's not showing up in here. And then when I'm ready to do the task, then I can simply drag it in like this. All right, the last thing we'll go through is how to time track. So all of this here is actually data. As you can see here, it says 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., aka 2 hours. But this here is data, it's information that we can track. But we don't have to do that manually. So in your backend system, if that's headquarters or whatever that is, what we're going to do is add a property. And I'll put this in the description so you can copy and paste it. And basically this is going to be a simple formula. Well, I say simple, I'll put it in the description so you don't have to write it out. This here is the formula. It's saying, show me the date between the end date and the start of the date and show me that information in minutes. And then here I can click away. So as you can see, it says now 120 and it says 120 here. So this information is being picked up from our Notion calendar. So let's say I'm an absolute god and play tennis for 5 hours. If I go back to headquarters here, I can see tennis is 300 minutes, aka 5 hours. Now we can take this one step further. What we'll do is go down to our time tracking page. If you don't have this in your system, I'd recommend setting it up. And what we'll do is simply change this setting here to show the property visibility, and we want to show this formula here. So I'll just rename this formula here to cal, so I know that this is from the calendar. So this minutes and hours here that you can see, that is if you're time tracking manually, like this, you would write it out. But now instead, this is being automatically picked up from our Notion calendar. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this useful. Click here to watch my Notion calendar app tutorial, or click on this video here to see a full tour of my template headquarters.